I felt so insecure looking at myself on camera. I felt so insecure looking at myself on camera. I felt like I look weird on camera, I talk weird on camera, and I would get ready and turn on my camera, talk for 1 or 2 minutes and look at the footage and just be disappointed, or sometimes just feel not disgusted but feel like, why do I look so bad on camera? You know, and I know for a fact that it's probably just all in my head. But I couldn't change the fact that it's how I feel. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel good about looking at myself on camera, and I just felt like I'm not good enough to be on YouTube. And you know, I looked at other people's video and they look so perfect and they edited it so perfect, and I put too much pressure on myself to be something that I'm not. I put too much pressure on myself to be perfect in a weird way that nobody expected from me, but I expect perfection from myself. Like, I put that pressure on myself, like I shouldn't have, but I did. And for a while I didn't feel, you know, passionate about YouTube. I didn't feel, a lot of times I doubt myself, you know. I felt like people are tired of my content. I felt like, or at least I'm scared that people are gonna be tired of my content, and people are gonna be tired of seeing me, and people that I'm no longer relevant. The inspiration, the passion just kind of left my body, and what left in my body was insecurity. What left in me was doubts and just fear. And even though I know objectively and logically, I know that it's irrational for me to feel like that, and it's really irrational for me to feel like I'm a failure, and it's irrational for me to feel like people don't care about me anymore, and whatever it is, it doesn't change the fact that I feel like that. And what is the main thing that kept me from filming video and from putting my video out there. But to this point, I mean, it's April and my last video was in January, and you know, I miss YouTube. You know, I miss you, I miss my audience, I miss YouTube, I miss this platform, I miss just talking. I mean, I was I'm active on Instagram and TikTok, but and those two platforms ended up becoming more popular than my YouTube. Even though YouTube is where I started, YouTube is where I built my first audience, and it's also another reason, right? Because on Instagram and TikTok, it's a lot less effort compared to YouTube. On YouTube, the effort of just filming a video and editing it and publishing it is like, I don't know, 20 TikToks combined. No, 50 TikToks, no, 30 TikToks video combined, then it equals to one YouTube video in terms of effort and in terms of just everything. So it's a lot more work on YouTube, and I was just in a state that, oh, I'm getting a lot more traction on other platforms, so I'm just gonna focus on other platform. And by focusing on those two platforms, Instagram and TikTok, I neglected YouTube. I forgot about YouTube, and in a way it makes me lose passion about my content, because I feel like what I do on Instagram and TikTok become redundant, and I get sick of my own content. You know, I get tired of talking about the same thing, and that's when I miss YouTube, and that's when I miss just being honest and being vulnerable on YouTube and being you know, just talk about anything that I want. And so that's why I decided that it's time for me to be back, and it's time for me to feel passionate again about content, about my content. So yeah.